to the premiere episode of Inside Hawkeye Sports, a show dedicated to the analysis and coverage of Hamilton High School athletics. In this edition of Inside Hawkeye Sports, we will focus on a new career points leader in basketball, a committed Division I college athlete, and the scientific breakdown of a dominant athlete here at Hamilton. I'm Sam Jordan, along with Nate Dreyer and Zeb Wilson.
When it comes to watching sports, there is more that meets the eye than just scoring points and making great plays. There's a scientific aspect, filled with math and calculations. CHS staff member Nate Dreyer and his team have put together this look at the science of one Hamilton athlete. So without further ado, CHS brings you Sports Science.
Jordan Pikard is one of Hamilton's top volleyball players. She is a two-time All-County, All-Area, and All-Region player who is also an honorable mention for All-State in 2013. She is known, among many other things, for her incredibly powerful spike. When she spikes the ball, she spikes at an incredible 63 miles per hour. This is faster than you would drive your car down a typical country road, and is about 15 miles per hour faster than an average high school fast-pitch softball pitch. That is also a similar speed to what a professional volleyball player would spike the ball at. In order to spike the ball at 63 miles per hour, Jordan exerts an incredible 50 pounds of force on the ball during her spike. Keep in mind she is exerting this force while she is hanging in the air. To put it in perspective, that would be like lifting 50 pounds with no part of your body connected to the ground to help you push the weight up, which really shows how incredible the feat is. That is also about the same force that it takes to pull back a standard adult compound bow. Thanks for joining us today in Sports Science. We'll see you next time.
The Hawkeyes have started out strong in all sports this winter. Ashley Overbeek, with a career record of 1,190 points, has led the Lady Hawks to their 6-3 record. Elijah Walker and Grant Wolfram have guided the boys basketball team with a 3-3 record. Logan Welcher and Trenton Holyfield, both with only one loss, have led the wrestling team to a 9-4 record, while Coach Eric Talsma has the swim and dive team poised to make another run at a state title. Check out these highlights put together by CHS staff member Blake DeWitt and his team.
Ashley Overbeek came into the season determined to earn her place in Hamilton athletic history. She walked onto the court for the first time this season with 999 career points, 2 points shy of the career scoring record. The previous record of 1,001 points, held by Jill Herbig, was about to be passed by the class of 2014 senior, and it didn't take long. Shortly after the opening tip-off, Overbeek went to the line and sunk 2 free throws, record tied. On an inbound play later in the game, Ashley made a layup to burn her name into the record books. With a handful of games left in the season, Ashley Overbeek will continue to increase her record, and the girls' basketball team will continue to strive for success. The boys' basketball team came into the 2013-2014 season with a new leader. Coach Brant Hoverdink has his varsity team at a 3-3 record in his debut season. Great teamwork and a fast-paced offense are the new face of the boys' basketball team. Driven by their motto, "We," the boys will seek their first conference championship since 1988. Hard work and determination are the force behind the varsity wrestling team this season. The team has a 9-4 record, and there are a handful of individuals on the team with very respectable records. Connor Dams, Logan Welcher, Corey Hasefort, Drew Borman, and Trenton Holyfield are making a very determined run at the state competition. The boys' swim and dive team head into another season seeking the same success they have had in the past. The Division III state champions of 2011 will stop at nothing until they repeat the success they had 3 years ago.
It's easy to get caught up in the statistics and scores of sports. That's why fantasy sports have boomed from one group playing rotisserie baseball to a multi-billion-dollar industry. But we want to focus more on the individuals and their story. We sat down with junior Grant Wolfram to discuss baseball and his recent commitment to Central Michigan University.
Why did you choose Central Michigan over all your other choices?
I'd say the relationship between the coaches and how it just felt like home when I was there. Everyone was super nice, and I got to meet some of the players on the team, and they seemed down to earth and really, really truthful, and how they felt about the coaches and everything. So I felt like it was a good fit.
What are you looking forward to most in your college baseball career?
Probably starting my freshman year. That's what they said, so that's what I'm looking for. Just become part of the program and maybe win some games, win a conference or anything. So.
Did your family influence your decision to go to Central?
A little bit. I don't know. They didn't really. It was kind of all up to me. Like they made me give me a whole packet of. I had to keep track of everything, all the scheduling, all the talking to. So they didn't really have an opinion. I mean, when we were at the state game, my dad didn't really. He was cheering for them and was kind of inching that way because he likes state. But he's like, "It's your choice, Grant. It's not mine." So.
In your college decision, did you ever consider playing both basketball and baseball?
No. My parents talked to me about it a little bit, like, what if that happened or what if that happened? But I don't know. We kind of just stuck with baseball and really never did anything extra for basketball. So no.
What are your interests outside of sports?
I would say maybe like coaching or doing a recruiting job, like Coach Opalewski. I figured that was kind of cool. He kind of talked to me about that when I was there, the program that you can go into and get ready for that if I don't ever make it as far as I want to in baseball. So.
What is something about you that not many people know?
I don't know. I overthink things, I guess. Like I do a bunch of stuff in my head and think, well, is that going to be right, or who am I going to piss off, or who am I going to make mad, and then later I like go up to that person and apologize. Like I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, I guess.
How far do you plan on going in baseball?
Well, I want to make the big leagues. Obviously, that's the ultimate goal out of anyone. If you're playing a sport and you're going to play it in college, and that was another reason why I picked Central, is because a bunch of guys, a lot of people don't know that, actually go to the pros there and get drafted out of there. And Coach Opalewski got drafted out of high school. Then he went to Central because he didn't want to deal with being a young guy and all the big old guys and just eating you up. But, yeah, that was another reason why I'd say going to Central.
Do you think you could ever play at the professional level, or what do you think it will take to get there?
I think so. It's going to be a lot of hard work. I'm going to have to gain like 30 pounds and get a fastball that's consistently at like 90 miles an hour, but I think I can do it.
Who's your favorite teacher here at Hamilton High School, and why?
I'd say Coach Hoff. Just because, well, I haven't had him as a teacher, but just all around every school, all the school, and he's just easy to talk to. You can go up to him and just have a good conversation about life, and he'd just calm you down and be straight up with you. If you're doing something wrong, he'll tell you, and yeah.
10 years from now, if Grant Wolfram's not in the major leagues and not still in the minor leagues, what's Grant Wolfram doing?
I'd say I want to help out people. So whatever money I make with my job, I want to like send it out to like kids or maybe an adopted kid. That's what I want to do. I don't know, give back to the community a little bit and just train. I don't know, maybe do training, coaching, something like that.
Next, we welcome Emily Gort, the varsity sideline and competitive cheerleading coach. Being a cheerleader for 10 seasons, she has been very successful in her athletic career and is continuing this into her coaching career. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So I guess we'll start off here. This is your first year here in Hamilton, and many here don't know you yet. So what, can you kind of talk about some of that previous cheerleading athletic experience that you've had?
Oh, it's long. I went to Jenison High School, and I cheered from 7th grade all the way up to my senior year, and I never missed a season, so I was just sideline and competitive. And then I took a year off after school, and I've been coaching ever since. So I'm my 5th year of coaching.
Okay, so where else have you coached before Hamilton?
Just Jenison.
Okay.
Yeah, I coach middle school and help assist with varsity teams at Jenison.
Okay, so many people may not know. So what are some of the major differences between like sideline cheer and competitive cheer?
Everything.
Everything?
Yep, everything. For competitive, you're basically cheering for yourselves. And there's certain rules that we have to abide by with competitive. As for sideline, it's more just a fun season for the girls to just kind of work on skills and prepare them for competitive season. And there's judges for competitive season also that judge the girls. So.
Okay.
Can you kind of go into that, like the scoring system that's used in competitive cheer? Just try to keep it somewhat simple.
It's kind of hard. There is, let's see, there's usually three judges, three panel judges that watch the girls from the front. And then there is two safety judges that have a sheet that they basically score on that kind of makes sure that the girls are, abiding by the rules and that no one's getting hurt and kind of that kind of stuff. And then the three judges in the front are basically scoring on their technique with jumps and skills and the stunts that they perform. So, easy way to sum it up.
Okay.
Sorry, I know I got lost a little bit.
No, that's fine. we kept up. So, how do you think the team has fared this far in the season since you took over?
They have done amazing. Their confidence has grown so much, and myself and my assistant coach Brittany could not be more proud of the girls and how far that they've done this season. They've had to overcome a lot of things. So.
Okay.
So the team is having some of its best scores in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
What has kind of been that you've done to try to get the girls to this new level and how they're performing?
We basically have had to just build confidence with the girls. That's been a huge thing, is building confidence with them, just from coming off of a hard last year, I should say. So it's been kind of hard having to build that back up, and we're starting to do that, and they're actually starting to see the potential of what they've been able to do. We've also just been doing more longer practices and making them do gymnastics and stuff like that.
Okay. And with the good season that you're having, what are some goals that you have heading forward?
Goals that we have heading forward. Team goals, we would like to place higher than what they have previous years in conference competitions. So they've previously took last every year, so their goal this year is to at least place 4th place or higher. Competition-wise, so far, they've been doing great. Their goal is to not take last at any competitions, and they've been doing fantastic. They've taken 4th and 5th so far out of 9 teams, so they're exceeding so far, and it's great to see.
Okay. What really does a practice look like for competitive cheer? Are there people that stand out as leaders and kind of lead the charge, or is it just kind of mostly the coach?
Yeah, a lot of it falls on the girls, especially girls that have done competitive previous years. It helps. They build the younger girls that have never done high school, because high school and middle school is completely different. It's a whole different game for them, so it's nice to have them to, help make the girls more confident and build their skills with them.
Okay.
Building off of what you said of the older girls trying to lead, what is your balance of upperclassmen and underclassmen?
We have no seniors, so it's a very young team. We have 17 girls and only 3 juniors, so it's all underclassmen. So we have a very young team, so we have a bright future. Everyone stays with it.
Okay, so how do you think having a young team affects you in competition? Does that put you at a disadvantage of any sort?
Yes, it does. I would say though they're handling it very well for being a small team. Not small team, but a younger team. They are handling it very well. But when we do go against teams that do have seniors, they have that experience and they know what it's like when it goes into conference meets and your districts and regionals. So they do have a little bit of an upper hand.
Okay. You talked about earlier the conference tournament where we have finished last the last few seasons. How many teams do we have in our conference?
There's 9.
9? Okay. Mm-hmm. And you said that you guys' goal for this season was being at least 4th or better?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what are some key things that you think you're going to have to do with the team to achieve that goal?
We've just been really drilling all of our rounds. We basically are going through fixing motions, working on skills, working on stunts. One nice thing is that judges after each competition will post notes on things that they think that we should improve on.
Okay.
And so we'll go over our scores and then go over the comments that judges give us, and we work on those things to improve for each time.
Okay.
What is the toughest team or the toughest couple of teams to go up against in our conference?
It'd be Thornapple Kellogg and Hastings. They have a lot of upperclassmen and just a lot more gymnastic skills that kind of sets them a little bit higher than us. So.
Okay. Well, I think that's going to be all for our interview with competitive cheer coach Emily Gort. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course, no problem. Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Some Hawkeye athletes choose to further distinguish themselves at the collegiate level, and many students here at Hamilton have been awarded both academic and athletic scholarships to help lead them into their college careers. CHS staff member Connor Davis and his team present us with the progress and accomplishments of 5 Hawkeyes in their collegiate careers.
On this episode of Hawkeyes in College, we look at 5 Hamilton graduates who not only left their mark on Hawkeye athletics, but also have continued to excel on the collegiate level. Our first athlete is Carrie Hoffman, class of 2012. During her career at Hamilton, she scored 33 goals and had 27 assists. She now is a sophomore at Cornerstone University where she is playing soccer. She has started all but 1 game so far in her 2 years at Cornerstone and has scored 10 goals along with 9 assists. She's looking to lead the team in her last 2 years at Cornerstone. Our next athlete is Grant Welker, who graduated from Hamilton in 2011. He is now wrestling at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater. Before going on to compete in college, Grant was a state-ranked wrestler during his 4 years at Hamilton. He was all-conference, all-area, and all-district. His career record at Wisconsin-Whitewater is 31 wins, 10 of them were his, and only 15 losses. He so far has scored 125 points in his 2 years at Whitewater. Another college athlete from the class of 2011 is Cody Burge. He was an all-conference football player here at Hamilton and now plays football at the University of Wabash. He led Hamilton in tackles and sacks his senior year. Cody just completed his sophomore year at Wabash. He was named a D3 All-American this season, along with many other rewards. Also set a new record for sacks in the season. He was the heart of the defense. Next is a baseball star that graduated from Hamilton back in 2010. Carter DeBow is now playing Division I baseball at IPFW. He is one of only 4 players there to start all 56 games. Carter put up good stats his sophomore season. He scored 30 runs and led the team in total bases with 96. DeBow also led the team in doubles and home runs with 8. Tied for the team lead in triples with 3, posted the best slugging percentage on the team at .455 and also led the way with 43 RBIs. Drew 18 walks and led the team with 19 stolen bases. Besides all of these impressive stats, Carter DeBow made the play of his lifetime in 2012 versus Michigan. The 11th inning comes up and the game is tied. Carter steps up and hits a giant home run to the right field to put IPFW on top and to win the game. Our last athlete on today's show is Hannah Clink, a 2010 graduate of Hamilton. She now goes to Detroit University and plays outfield along with pitching. Back when she was playing for Hamilton, she had the most pitching wins in Hamilton history with 70 victories. Named all-conference in her final 2 seasons in all-area, all-county, all-district, and all-region twice. As a senior, she compiled a 21-4 record with a 2.15 ERA and struck out 224 batters and 150. She has played in 42 games her junior year. She led the team with a perfect fielding percentage, also with the most sacrifice bunts. She hopes to become a consistent starter in her senior year. For more information on these athletes or Hamilton sports in general, please visit CoveringHawkeyeSports.com. Also follow us on Twitter at CoverHawkSports. Thanks for watching today's episode of Hawkeyes in College.
Thank you all for joining us for the premiere episode of Inside Hawkeye Sports. Our next episode airs on January 29th. Check out our website, www.CoveringHawkeyeSports.com, for more information on Hawkeye athletics.
We have an Inside Hawkeye Sports special coming up. Here is our tribute to the incredible, unforgettable Joshua Andrew Hoppe. He was a truly wonderful man, and we would like to take a moment to appreciate his affection and care for Alex.
We'll see you next time. This is Nate Dreyer, Zach Wilson, and Sam Jordan signing off. Go Hawks.
Josh Hoppe was a constant all over the Hamilton High School campus. Every season, he immersed himself in a coaching job within the athletic department here at Hamilton. In the fall, he would be calling the shots for his JV football team from the sidelines. In the winter, he would be directing his middle school girls basketball team from the bench. And in the spring, he would be encouraging his freshman baseball team from the dugout. All of this in addition to teaching his government and AP government students. Hoppe was known for the support and encouragement that he gave to each and every person in the Hamilton High School. He was a respected coach and a teacher that everyone couldn't wait to have. He gave his students a sense of accomplishment and tried to instill in them that they can do whatever they set their mind to. He gave everybody hope and a desire to be successful. He challenged his students to take a stand
back it up with reason and facts, and have the ability to change their opinions based on other influences. He didn't teach his students this because he was told to. He taught them this because he wanted to. He wanted his students prepared for not only his government class, but for life itself. Hoppy was a favorite, on and off the field. He touched everybody's lives in a special way. Students felt like they belonged, and that they had a place when they were in his classroom or out on the field. There was so much joy and optimism that poured out of Mr. Hoppy. It was contagious. His goal was to give the Hamilton community hope, and he was very successful in doing so. Coach Hoppy left Hamilton far too soon. He had more minds to develop within the classroom and more athletes to mentor on the field. He wanted to change the world one student at a time, and he did an amazing job with the time he had here with us. He did, as Kipling wrote, fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run. He brought Hamilton together. The effects that one man had on an entire community were remarkable. Joshua Andrew Hoppy may not be teaching from the podium anymore. You won't see him standing on the sidelines during game nights, but his legacy and spirit will thrive in Hamilton forever. Go Hawks.